Hi everyone, at the field today with my trusty RC Powers Su27 version 5. Today I'm testing a new couple of props. The second prop I'm going to hopefully show in this video I've actually flown with quite a bit with this motor. This is the very popular Turnigy D2826/6 2200 kV motor that I know lots of people use, and there's several other motors of the exact same size sold under different brand names. Anyway, this prop is a three-bladed, as you can probably see, carbon fiber prop from RC Timer in 6x3 by 3, so it's a 3-pitch. In bench testing, it's very efficient. Unfortunately, I'm probably pushing it a little hard. This plane, I've got a lighter 2200 in it, but it's still around 20 ounces. I think this setup, if you're looking for a good, efficient setup, you'd be better off going with a quite a bit lighter plane. Probably, I would say 18 ounces even or less. But anyway, what I'm hoping to do today is I'm just going to fly this around for a couple minutes with this prop, stop the video, swap props to the Master Airscrew 6x4x3, and have a little fun with that as well. So here we go. Oop, little pilot error on launch there. So right here I'm at about 70% throttle. There's 100% throttle, so not a whole lot of jam. About 25 ounces of thrust on the bench. So compared to this motor with a 6x4 APC, so there's full throttle turn. It's less powerful, but it actually runs just based on the amount of gas that I have in the battery when I land. It probably runs at least 10% more efficiently, even though I'm pushing it pretty hard in order to fly this heavier plane. So if you, you know, like I said, if you had a plane that was 18 ounces or less, probably the lighter the better. You know, this would be a really good setup if you're looking for some decent speed, but also really good efficiency. You'd have no problem, you know, running this motor with a 30 amp speed controller with this prop. It only pulled, I think, just under 22 amps at full throttle on bench testing. You know, I think it is quieter than the 6x4 APC. You know, more of a high-pitched whine. The prop is quite stiff, of course, being made out of carbon fiber. So that was a full throttle climb out again. You know, I'm around 20 ounces with this plane, so you really, if you really wanted to get good performance out of this prop motor combo, you need to focus on putting it on a lighter plane. I think I'll probably put it on my MiG-29 V1. So there we go. So hopefully that demonstrated a little bit of the capabilities of that prop and motor combo. Bring her in here for landing. Okay, so there we go. So that was the Turnigy D2826 2200 kV motor, RC Timer 6x3x3 carbon fiber prop. Just to quickly a bit more on the prop. I'm going to put more stuff down below in the comments. I think it's actually designed for quadcopters because when you buy it, you get 4 of them in a pack for $10.99 US. Shipping from RC Timer for me in Canada, I think, is a $2 flat rate, regardless of what I buy. It does take a while to get to you. I think it took about 5 weeks. But anyway, it's a very nice stiff prop, and you get 4 of them for like $11, and that's pretty hard to beat. You do need to balance them though. I'm going to put a link down below. I had to learn quite a bit to about balancing three-bladed props. I'm going to put a link again down below on the things that I learned about balancing three-bladed props. So there we go. So I'm just going to shut down now and go swap to the Master Airscrew 6x4x3 and hopefully you'll be able to see the difference. Be right back with you. Hi folks, back again. Did a quick prop swap. Have the Master Airscrew 6x4x3 prop now, fresh battery. All the rest of the setup is the same. So anyway, hopefully we'll be able to see a pretty appreciable difference in flight performance here. So let's have some fun. So quite a bit more thrust at 50% than the 6x3x3. Certainly think quite a bit more speed, and I think now that I've flown the two of them sort of very close together time-wise, that this is actually a quieter prop. Probably, you know, there is a significant difference in the blade composition and the blade shape. So some full throttle turning and burning here. So much better slow to medium speed and control now with this prop. It on the bench, it as you would expect with a 4 pitch versus a 3 pitch, it produces just over 30 ounces, I think about 31 ounces of thrust compared to 25 with the other prop. Of course, it isn't, as a result, it's not as efficient. You know, it probably pulls about 10% more amps than the 6x3x3, but I found, for the way that I like to fly, that this is probably the best prop on 3S that I've ever flown with this popular size of motor. Pretty much just whisper quiet almost compared to Now, one thing about this prop though is I found, trying to test it on higher kV, so higher RPM motors, is that it seems to be RPM restricted at a certain point. One more low pass for good measure. Oh, nice. It does seem to be a bit RPM restricted. I've run it on some 2700 kV, so much higher RPM setups, and I'm certainly was not getting any more speed with this prop compared to, say, a 6x4, 6x3 two-bladed prop, and the heat buildup in the motor and the amp draw was quite excessive. So I have, you know, played around with a couple of motors that have a little bit higher kV than this, but for whatever the motor makeup or whatever, they just seem to work really well. So, but you know, on this popular 2826 or 2212.6, same motor essentially, just different ways of measuring it. 2200 kV motor. This is a really good prop. Not cheap. Directly from Master Airscrew, they're pretty close to $5 US, but so far they're proving pretty durable. The other nice thing about them is I've checked every single one of them on my balancer, and they came out of the factory dead on balance, so that's really nice. So I'm really happy with this setup. Again, this plane's around 20 ounces. You know, skips along pretty well. So with this motor, this is my my favorite prop setup that I've tried out so far, and I've tried on 3S anyway. I think I've tried about 6 different props. So there we go, folks. Hopefully that gave you a good comparison, depending on you know, what sort of performance efficiency that you might look for. Again, the 3-bladed prop can be run on more motors, I think. I've tested it on higher kV, and it runs really well because it's got less pitch and the blade's a little bit different shape. This one, a little bit RPM restricted, as I said, but for this setup is just awesome. So anyway, fun to play around, fun to test. Lots of times, you know, you don't have to go out and buy another motor to get some different performance out of your plane. You can spend a little less money just getting a prop, although obviously this one's expensive, but your hobby shop might have them, you know, just to get a different performance. It's a lot of fun to play around with them. So thanks very much for watching. Blue skies, calm winds to everyone. Park jet noise, the other sound of freedom, baby. Take care.